We've talked with Chef Jose Andres and his team from World Central Kitchen a number of times in Ukraine, and they headed into Irpin and Bucha to help feed people. Shot these photos of some of those that they encountered. Jose Andres and his team say they provided more than 13,000 pounds of food, and they're planning to do more relief to more towns and villages as they become liberated. Just before air, I spoke with Chef Andres about what he saw there. Jose, thanks for joining us. I know you were deeply affected by what you saw in Bucha and Irpin. Can you just talk about what it was like there?
Well, when we realized that obviously Bucha was free, and we were listening about all the needs, that a place that was for 30 days taken by the Russian troops, we thought that we had to be there. So I was able to go. We crossed over one of the bridges that was totally destroyed. We were able to bring with us 300 meals. And we found the mayor of Irpin right in the middle of the road. When he realized that we were coming with food aid, he's the one that told us, Irpin needs help, but I'm gonna take you to this place that needs the most care. And this was Bucha itself. So we went with him. When we arrived, elderly people, women, some pregnant, a couple of children came up, and we were able to give the food away. Everybody was giving us such a big hug. Sometimes hugs that will go for a minute or longer. The women were crying, the men were crying, and obviously they were describing at times the horrors of what they went through. The day after, on Saturday, I was able in a more organized way, to do a bigger convoy. This time we got 6,000 kilos of food, 600 hot meals, and we were able again to go to the same place, plus other places around Bucha and Irpin. And since then, every day, the teams of World Central Kitchen, we've been moving slightly north. As you see, more cities were being liberated, bringing aid. Today we were 30 minutes, 40 minutes north of Bucha, delivering food to new cities. Very important that we are there with them right now until the markets open again and slightly things go back, whatever that means, back to normal.
Is this your first time operating in an environment like this? I mean, in a country at war?
Yes, totally. We've been in other situations, in the border in Venezuela and Colombia, in Haiti, in moments that were, I would say, rough. But in a war situation like the one we are facing, yes.
Seeing something like this really for the first time, being in a situation in a country at war for the first time, I'm just wondering what stands out to you, because obviously you've been in places where people are in great need, where their lives have been upended, their homes have been destroyed, but you're in Bucha, a town where people's bodies were left in the streets after being slaughtered by Russian forces.
Obviously, the horrors of war is only the men and women fighting those wars know about it. But it's more than that. You know that you are in a city that sometimes bombs or missiles are coming down. Nate Mook, the CEO of World Central Kitchen, is in Kharkiv right now. We have chefs that they are feeding people in Kherson. We have chefs feeding in places that they are even too dangerous to announce it on Twitter what they are doing, because they are putting their lives at risk. But what you realize in a war is that life goes on. People have to eat. People have to survive. People have to hope. And what we see is these food fighters, men and women across many restaurants. I think we have right now, I'm reading because the number keeps changing, we have hundreds, 260 restaurants or catering companies or food trucks, men and women, that they are fighting the war in the only way they know, which is with food, making sure that the people that need it will have that plate of food. Is risk involved. We are very aware of that. Going to Bucha myself, I realized that we're mines. We had to be careful. We couldn't be driving in any direction we wanted, because there could be a mine waiting for our cars. So the dangers are obvious, but let me tell you, I think it's worth to take the danger if we can be bringing relief to people that need it the most. It's not just the plate of food, it's to send a message that we are with you, that we are gonna care for you, that we are not gonna let you go alone in this dark hour. For me, being there, the World Central Kitchen teams of volunteers and chefs all across Ukraine is important. We are there. This sends a very big message. We are with the Ukrainian people, and we're going to be with them until they win, and hopefully they can dream of a better tomorrow.
Chef Jose Andres, I appreciate it. Thank you.